Okay, so this video is going to be for the next stage in your rehab after a knee surgery. And at this point, when you're about 10 to 12 weeks in post-surgery, the big focus is ensuring that we change the way you walk to avoid any sort of excessive wear and tear that happens on your knee. So there's going to be a couple themes that you should be focusing on when you're moving around and doing your activities, which is also going to be translated on over into your exercise. The first theme is going to be focusing on the emphasis of a vertical shin. And what that truly means is that if you look at my side, having a vertical shin allows me to recruit truly my hamstrings and my glutes when it comes to standing up from a chair, as well as ensuring that we're not putting excessive forward motion on that knee. Usually with knee replacements, it's an accumulation of years and years and years of walking a specific way. And so if we can get you nice and strong, engaging your hamstrings and your glutes, you're going to be in a much stronger position. The second theme is going to be the maintenance of the arch of your foot. And the way that you're able to maintain the arch of your foot is going to be on how you're standing and your overall foot position. The thing about the arch of your foot is that if your knee travels in and it leaves this vertical plane, the arch of your foot is going to collapse. And the same thing when you're standing, if your feet are too turned out, you're going to collapse in, and that is going to put a lot of wear and tear on your joints. So the key is making sure that you point those feet forward, and you want to think about ripping the floor apart, because when you do that, it gets your glutes to engage a little bit more, and the arches of your foot become maintained and emphasized. And then the third piece, the third theme is when you're walking. When you're walking, you want to make sure that those arms are swinging, because if those arms aren't swinging, there's going to be a lot of side to side, there's going to be a lot of buckling of the knee, and that's actually going to put a lot of excessive stress on your knees themselves. So being able to walk and having your arms swing. And then the last thing is ensuring that you avoid trying to hyperextend your knee on the unoperated side. So what that means is when you're walking, you want to avoid, trying to hyperextend that knee to create that position, because in fact it will create a little bit more irritation on that knee, and eventually you might be put in a position where you have to get a knee replacement. So go ahead and focus on trying to avoid that. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about these exercises, and that'll be extremely important to get you ready for your day. So the first thing is going to be setting you up into your bicycle. And remember, when you are getting to the bicycle, you want to make sure that those knees are right behind your feet. They're not too far out and they're not too far in. Go for about 10 minutes, nice and easy, casual. Just go ahead and actually pause this video so that way you can get your 10 minutes of cycling. Okay, so once you're done with your 10 minutes of cycling, what I'm actually going to have you do is we're going to warm up the feet. So I'm actually going to have you sit in a position where it allows you to have your feet flat on the floor, and that way you can also look at your feet. And what we're going to be focusing on is, if you know, or as you can see, if you turn your feet out and let those knees come in, the arches of your feet will disappear. So I'm going to have you turn your feet forward, let those feet come out, and I want you to think about scrunching the arches of your feet, maybe your toes, and as you can see, my legs come out a little bit so that the arch of your foot becomes a little bit more pronounced. We're going to do this together, okay? So I want you to scrunch and have those knees come out, arch your foot elevates, 3, 2, 1, relax. And go ahead and do that again for me. Contract, 3, 2, 1, relax. You might feel a little cramp in the bottom of your foot, and that's totally okay. Ready? Up, contract. You can actually have your knees come out. Remember, your feet are facing forward, and then relax. Knees out, arch of your foot elevates, and then relax. Contract, arch of your foot elevates. Remember, we're not squeezing too hard. We're just trying to elevate the arch of the foot off the floor, and then relax. Go ahead and have those knees come out. We're going to focus on the arch of the foot, elevate, and then relax. We're going to go 3 more, okay? So go ahead and elevate the arch of the foot, let the knees come out a little bit, and then relax. We're going to go 1 more right here. Ready? Let those knees come out. Arch of your foot elevates, and then relax. Okay, I want to get your knees a little bit more warm. So while you're sitting here, you're going to end up going 10 kicks with one leg before the other. And I want to make sure that when you're doing this, that your leg is supported and your torso is upright as well. So you're going to point your toe up towards your face. We're going to go kick. That's 1. We're going to 10. This is 2. Good. 3, 4. Beautiful. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. We're gonna switch it over to the other side. This is just to get everything nice and loose. By this point, your quads are already pretty strong. Point your toe up towards your face. We're gonna kick. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, your knees are nice and warm. Arches of your feet are awake. Now it's time to get the hips moving. This is going to be our first major exercise. It's going to be the sit to stand, AKA the squat. And this is going to be really beneficial because this is something that you can practice every day. Now the focus is having your feet about shoulders width apart. Let those knees come out and your focus is going to be leaning forward. You can actually have a table right next to you to provide you that support. And I'm going to have you stand all the way up, squeezing your butt as tight as you can. Now when we're doing this, just like I said at the beginning of this video, you want to make sure that your shins stay nice and vertical, so then that way you can use your butt and your hamstrings right here to get yourself all the way up and then all the way back down. Okay? We're going to go 3 more just like that. Ready? Lean forward, use your hands if needed, stand all the way up, squeeze your butt, and then back down. Remember, making sure that your knees do not cave in and also your feet stay relaxed or stay activated as you stand up and back down. And then we're gonna go 1 more. Ready? Stand back up and then back down. Okay, I'm gonna have you pause this video and you're gonna complete 2 sets of 5 more of these squats, and I'm gonna have you rest as needed. No need to rush things, but I want you to make sure that every repetition is beautiful. Okay, so go ahead and pause that right now. Okay, so you've done your squats. The next thing that we're going to do is work on the hinge, okay? Hinging is going to be very, very important because it recruits our hamstrings and our glutes and allows us to be stable. So I want you to think about you're at Lake Tahoe and you're skiing, okay? So I'm actually going to be moving this chair out of the way. And this is what we're going to do. Your feet are going to be placed underneath your hips. Your pivot point is going to be your hips. So what I'm going to have you do, don't lock your knees, unhinge them, hands on your hips, push your hips back, torso comes forward, we are skiing. And then you're gonna stand all the way back up. We're looking at creating tension right here in the back of the thighs. That's what we're using to get ourselves moving. Hands on your hips, bend the knees, push the hips back, and then stand back up. Hips go back, chest go forward. That way you're able to get nice and hingy. Ready? Bend the knees, push the hips back, chest goes forward, stand back up. We're gonna go 2 more, bend the knees, push the hips back, chest goes forward, stand back up. We're gonna go 1 more, bend the knees, push the butt back, torso goes forward, stand back up. I'm gonna have you pause this right now. You're gonna go 2 sets of 10 of these hinges, rest as needed. And again, I want these to look super nice and pretty. Okay, so now that you're up, we gotta stretch out our calves. Ideally, I would have you do this up, say, against the step. You can also do this against the wall as well. I want the ball of your foot to be elevated on a step. I'm gonna use this foam roller as an example. 1 leg at a time. Specifically for you, we're gonna go right leg because your right calf is a little bit tighter than the left. You're gonna go ball of your foot on the step and you're gonna push your heel down and you can feel a stretch right here in the back of your calf. As you feel this stretch, I want you to take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. That's 1, breathe in, breathe out. 1 more, ready? Breathe in, and then breathe out. Go ahead and take that leg out, give it a nice little shake. I'm gonna have you pause that right now, and you're gonna go 2 more 5 breath cycles. Okay. So, last but not least, this is where I'm gonna have you do it, say nearby a step. If you're gonna be doing it on a step, making sure that you're at the bottom of the step versus the top of the stairs, because we're gonna be focusing on getting those legs moving when it comes to step-ups. And so when it comes to step-ups, again, we're working off of using your glutes and your hamstrings, vertical shin. So you're gonna step onto the deeper end of the step, and you're gonna lean forward. As you can see, my shin stays nice and vertical. You're gonna go ahead and step up, and then you're gonna step down with that same foot, making sure that you keep that working leg on top of the step. Remember, we're not leaning that knee forward. I'm actually having you hips back, chest forward, vertical shin, step up, and then step back down. Again, we wanna make sure that we keep all this nice and tight to make sure that you're in a good position. So I'm gonna have you pause this video right now and complete 3 sets of 5 of those step-ups per leg, focusing on the hinging, butt and hamstring, vertical shin as you step up, again, at the bottom of the stairs. And there you have it. That is going to be your repertoire for the next time I see you. You're doing a fantastic job, and I'm excited for your success.